At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Slade's the place for you!
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Channel C, or Iowa Central Field, at Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex here in Fort Dodge, Iowa. It is the home of the 2024 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with me here this morning, and we got a good one. It's the 2-seed Waukee Northwest Wolves taking on the 7th-seed Ankeny Hawks. And Allie, it's an incredible matchup today, 2 CIML foes. The real story of the day, and I think one that a lot of people will start to learn the name of, is Sophie Slater. And Slater has been phenomenal this year. She's not a senior, junior, sophomore, freshman. She is an 8th grader, and she's one of the top 5 players in the state of Iowa.
Yeah, Sophia Slater, the 8th grader, as you mentioned, for Waukee Northwest, 18 home runs on the season. She is a power hitter, which is, in my eyes, super fun to watch, but also it's what she's done in the circle, pitching for Northwest, which has been extremely impressive. You look at statistical categories across the state, 4, 5A, and against all classes, actually. She is one of the statistical leaders. She will be fun to watch in years to come.
Let's take a look at our road to state for both these two teams. Waukee Northwest 33-7 coming in, defeated Des Moines Lincoln, a 1.73 team ERA. That's the best in 5A. 32 home runs, fourth in 5A, and then we talked about Sophia Schlater, one of the best hitting and pitching back and forth players in the state. Ankeny, if it wasn't for the region win against Southeast Polk, they would be at an even 500. Just got over 500. This is a team that's kind of limped into the postseason a little bit, but still good in their own right.
A team that, as Coach Bingham mentioned today, just very locked in, ready to go for this state tournament. As you mentioned, they are the 7 seed coming into this tournament. It doesn't really faze them. While they might not have anyone that jumps out statistically, they are a team that has a ton of dog in them. They have some fight, so this should be a very, very good matchup.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your team introductions and starting lineups for this tournament matchup. You're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Softball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. The 2 seed, Waukee Northwest, taking on the 7th seed, Ankeny Hawkettes, here at the Iowa Central Field here in Fort Dodge, Iowa. We're going to send it here down to the field for your starting lineups and full lineups here for both the Wolves and the Hawkettes.
That's the only way you can get free parking there.
Oh, okay. All right. Sir, no media on the field. Right there. No. Right there. Warning, I mean, there's no media on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union partnership under participants, coaches, and spectators. Sir, there's a guy. Spectators in a positive manner.
He's not from Southeast Iowa.
Directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated at our grounds crew. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Moines Sports Complex in this Class 5A quarterfinal game between the Ankeny Hawkettes and the Waukee Northwest Wolves. Now let's get the non-starters and assistant coaches for the visitors from Ankeny. Number 3, Josie Martin. Number 5, Alexa Enright. Number 11, Riley Fox. Number 15, Mara Hansen. Number 20, Tinley Heidemann. Number 22, Kayla Fox. Number 24, Lauren Fisher. 27, Brett Spence. Number 28, Grayson Adams. Number 29, Madison Meyer. Number 30, Eva Drew. The assistant coaches, Sarah Saladino, Ashley Lee, and Kennedy Thomas. Now let's get the starters for the Hawkettes. Leading off, playing center field, sophomore number 1, Avery Nelson. Batting second, the junior playing third base, number 19, Kaylin Miller. Batting third, a junior playing first base, number 7, Aubrey Lindmeyer. Batting fourth, a senior, the catcher, number 25, Ava Tomlinson. Batting fifth, a senior, the pitcher, number 14, Abby Rusher. Batting sixth, the DP, a freshman, number 13, Autumn Land. Batting seventh, the senior, the second baseman, number 8, Lily Hand. Batting eighth, a freshman, the shortstop, number 18, Grace Rude. Batting ninth, an eighth grader, the left fielder, number 17, Morgan Fisher. And the flex player, a senior, playing right field, number 31, Hannah Howard. Head coach for the Hawkettes is David Bingham. Now, the starters and assistant coaches for Waukee Northwest. Number 0, Sophie Holman. Number 8, Peyton Smith. Number 9, Gabby Kirsty. Number 11, Riley Omal. Number 12, Avery Lewis. Number 13, Neva Polk. Number 14, Ava Olanado. Number 15, Kinley Sanger. Number 17, Meredith Thompson. Number 18, Addison Blight. Number 20, Ella Wemmons. Number 21, Sophia Walton. Number 22, Gwen Llewellyn. Number 23, Claire Martin. The assistant coaches are Andy Briggs, Caleb Williams, and Emily Unison. And now let's meet the starters for Waukee Northwest. Leading off, an eighth grader, the pitcher, number 19, Sophia Schlater. Batting second, a junior, the right fielder, number 1, Anya Van Etten. Batting third, a junior, the left fielder, number 4, Aubrey Schultz. Batting fourth, a senior, the catcher, number 10, Kaylee Gord. Batting fifth, a junior, the first baseman, number 7, Laurel Richards. Batting sixth, a freshman, the third baseman, number 5, Hazel Linus. Batting seventh, a junior, the DP, number 3, Lila Brett. Batting eighth, a sophomore, the second baseman, number 6, Elena Schulte. Batting ninth, a sophomore, center fielder, number 16, Shay Davis. And the flex player this morning, a freshman, the shortstop, number 2, Maggie Allen. Head coach, Waukee Northwest, Carrie Evie. Ladies and gentlemen, our umpires for this morning's contest. At first base, Mark Amadeo. At third base, Myron Jack. And calling balls and strikes behind the plate, Tom Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament softball.
You are watching the 2024 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. All right, Allie, we're almost set to get going. Waukee Northwest and Ankeny. Ankeny 21-20, Waukee Northwest 33-7. These two teams split a doubleheader earlier this season, but vast differences in how they played games out this year.
Yeah, this end of the season for both teams has looked very, very different, but both teams looking very strong in the sub-state games. So based off of the last two games for each of these teams, you have to think this is going to be a very solid matchup. And in the circle right now, you have Sophia Schlater for Northwest. We just saw her first warm-up pitch, and that ball is coming out hot out of her hand.
22 starts this season, a 19-5 record, 2 saves, 154 innings pitched. She struck out 222 batters. And in 5A, that's a big number. And an ERA of 0.81. So an incredible job this season by Sophia Schlater. She will be one to watch this afternoon for sure. Ankeny will bring up number 1, Avery Nelson, the center fielder. She will lead us off today here for Ankeny. A 362 hitter. Ankeny, we expect a low-scoring game, so Ankeny's going to have to jump out of the gate quick.
Yeah, biggest thing for Ankeny, play base-to-base softball. Get your lead-off runner on, be able to move her, maybe play some small ball. Avery Nelson with some speed, dangerous on the bases for the Hawkettes.
First pitch by Schlater catches the zone, and we are underway with a strike here at the Iowa Central Field here at the 2024 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here this morning as that one gets fouled back behind us, and the count will go to 0-2 very quickly.
Schlater already working multiple parts of the zone, going outside with pitch 1, then coming right back with the rise ball, getting the check swing from Nelson.
Nelson, 50 hits this year. Does she go? No, she didn't go as they go to the third base umpire. 50 hits this season for Avery. That leads the team. No homers, but 13 RBIs. Very reliable in the leadoff spot.
Very reliable, and you'll see Northwest actually has an extra infielder, only 2 outfielders against Nelson.
Pop to left field. Left fielder gets underneath of it and caught for out number 1. Great heads-up play by Aubrey Schultz out there, and that's out for out number 1. Kaylin Miller will step into the box now for the Hawkettes with 1 out and nobody on. First pitch by Schlater right down the middle for strike 1. And you said it, a lot of velocity coming in.
A lot of velocity coming in. Schlater, they're actually looking a little bit of a spin like a rise ball. Didn't get as much jump as she would have liked. And there she gets the jump on the ball as Miller tries to lay down the bunt.
Miller, the third baseman, like you said, trying to lay down the bunt. Kaylin, a junior, a 184 hitter this season for Ankeny. 0-2 pitch, grounded to the third baseman, throw across in time for out number 2. And another ground out, 2 quick outs to start here for the Hawkettes on offense.
And that's the key to the game here for Northwest. Just Schlater likes to work fast. Let her work fast in the circle. Let your defense work. Make things happen early.
Hazel Leinen was the one who made the play at third base. Up to bat now for the Hawkettes, Aubrey Lensmeyer. Now up to bat. Lensmeyer already behind 0-1 in the count here. Schlater trying to make quick work of this first inning, and that one is popped high and back behind us for another foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes quickly here for Lensmeyer.
And Lensmeyer, the University of South Dakota commit for the Hawkettes. Very solid hitter, very good pitcher as well for Ankeny. So Doesn't have the start in the circle today, but will be someone that we may see for the Hawkettes in the circle.
A 277 hitter. She fouls this one back just over top of us. You mentioned it earlier. Our netting's getting a little frazzled up front, so we're going to hope that a foul ball doesn't come through and hit us, but they're going to be coming off the bat really fast. Lensmeyer will set back in with no balls and 2 strikes. Schlater looking to go 3 up and 3 down, and she gets her on a rise ball, and a strikeout for Sophie Schlater. 3 up, 3 down, no score. We'll see you in the bottom of the first. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Fans, level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Blake Walker, Allie Capert with us here this morning here at the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. 3 up, 3 down for the Ankeny Hawkettes on offense, and now they'll go to the pitching side and try to go after a very talented Waukee Northwest offense.
Yeah, this Northwest offense has the ability to put up a lot of runs. Going against Abby Rusher in the circle, the Creighton commit for the Hawkettes. Her go-to pitch is also a rise ball, so we're going to see a lot of upward movement on the pitches from both sides today.
Rusher, a 1.73 ERA this year, 14-10 record, making her 25th start of the season. She struck out 164, and she'll go against Sophie Schlater, the 8th grade phenomenon.
Started off with a changeup there, actually trying to mix it up here on Schlater. Schlater, very dangerous to bat. As I mentioned, 18 home runs on the season. Has the ability to put any pitch out of the park.
420 batting average, 1-0 pitch is inside. Misses the zone, 2 balls and no strikes. 43 RBIs this year. She's walked 26 times, so very, very aggressive at the plate and sometimes, but can be very patient. 2-0 pitch, and that one misses outside for Rushmeyer. And it's 3-0, and depends on the coach, but sometimes you'll swing, sometimes you'll hold.
You know, I wouldn't be scared to give her the green light here.
3-0 pitch, and that one misses outside, and Sophie Schlater is on to the outside. So nice job to Sophia as she'll walk to first base.
And I actually like the pitch selection there by Rusher and the Hawkettes of mixing speeds. And definitely, I mean, she was being careful around the corners of the zone there. Definitely, I wouldn't say an intentional walk, though. I mean, she was painting corners, and that pitch there looked pretty good on the off speed. Just missed a little bit high.
Claire Martins will go out and run for Sophia Schlater on first base. And now brings up Anya Van Zetten into the box here, the right fielder. First pitch she sees is popped up in the air, and that will land foul. And Anya will come back to first, or come back to home. Could have landed in a good spot. It was not a terrible bunt.
Not a bad bunt at all. And with that, Ankeny plays their first base deep on bunt coverage, so could have possibly had a play over there, but they have Lensmeyer covering first base on the bunt.
Zetten in the box, 1-0 pitch. That one's bunted right to the third baseman, and they throw back on to first base, and that's a double play. Nicely done by the Hawkettes on defense.
Absolutely perfectly executed. Kaylin Miller over at third base, charging in hard, gets the line drive, and the runner was full go. Huge momentum boost there for the Hawkettes.
Aubrey Schultz, the left fielder, now in the box here for Northwest. Rushmeyer's first pitch to her is right down the middle for a strike. 39 hits this year, a .325 hitter is Aubrey. You talk about it. Take a little bit of wind out of the sails of Waukee Northwest here.
For sure.
Rushmeyer's 0-1 pitch is upstairs, misses for 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Abby continuing to just work up in the zone. She is a pitcher, as I mentioned, does like to throw that rise ball.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
And Rusher there, Abby Rusher, phenomenal off-speed pitch, keeping these Northwest hitters on their toes.
Rusher in the circle, 1 ball, 2 strikes here. 1-2 pitch on the way, and the rise ball just misses upstairs, and the count will go even at 2-2 for Aubrey Schultz. Trying to get Northwest back on base here after that double play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. And it's fouled back by Schultz, and Rusher will regroup.
And so far, very evident for the hitters on both teams what adjustments need to be made. Both pitchers seem to be going with the rise ball and off-speed combo, so choose a speed, make sure you're laying off the rise ball, and attack.
That one is sent to left field, and left fielder underneath of it and making the grab for out number 3. Got one on base, but the big double play keeps everything off the board. 0-0. We'll see you in the top of the second. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Ankeny and Waukee Northwest. Waukee Northwest 2 seed, Ankeny the 7th seed. Welcome to the top of the second. Ava Tomlinson in the box here for the Hawkettes, as Sophia Schlater's first pitch is out and away for ball 1. Hawkettes trying to get some offense rolling. 3 quick outs that first time up. 1-0 pitch to Tomlinson. She swings right through it for strike 1.
Tomlinson there with a big swing. As we mentioned, Sophia Schlater brings the heat when she is pitching. Needs to shorten up that swing a little bit, does Tomlinson.
Tomlinson, a .241 hitter this season. Shows bunt, pulls back. Rise ball's upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. 28 hits this year for Tomlinson, 24 RBI. She's walked 20 times, which leads the team. Showing bunt again, 2-1 pitch. That one grounded to the shortstop. It gets past the shortstop. And on with a hit is Ava Tomlinson.
Ava Tomlinson there doing a great job getting out ahead of that pitch. She'll get a courtesy runner here, it appears.
Just snuck past the shortstop, Maggie Allen. Just underneath her glove.
And Maggie Allen there going with trying to get the backhand on that hard hit ball. Would have loved to seen her get maybe one more step, get that in the middle to make the play.
Lauren Fisher will come on and run for Tomlinson. That one's going to go upstairs. This is number 13, or excuse me, number 14, the pitcher, Abby Rusher, up to bat now here for Ankeny. With a runner on and nobody out here. Schlater gets her swinging. And these strikeouts, I mean, they're in all different types of places. Either they're going out and swinging for it or they get jammed.
And that's exactly it. That's what you love to see from a young pitcher, being able to mix it up, not stay in one spot. You'll see they're coming up and in at the hands of Rusher. as long as she can continue to mix it up, it's going to be really hard for these Ankeny hitters to make adjustments.
1 ball and 2 strikes here for Rusher, a 176 hitter this year. And she'll go upstairs again, and it's a swing and a miss for a strikeout.
And back to the rise ball, Winch Slater. So much easier said than done. I mentioned both teams just need to lay off that rise ball. So much easier said than done. I was a softball player my entire life. It's not something that you can just do. You see that pitch coming, it looks like it's going to be a belt high, and then it just sails on you.
That one is bunted back into the net. Hazel Leinen of Northwest, the third baseman, was starting to come in here on this third base side and was anticipating a bunt. This is Autumn Leinen, the freshman from Ankeny, only making her 4th start of the season. Welcome to the state tournament. She's a 217 hitter. 0-1 pitch and a runner on first, and Leinen watches that one go by for strike 2.
And Slater once again going right at the hands.
Leinen, 6 RBIs this year. 0-2 pitch, upstairs, good hold back, and it'll be the first ball of the at-bat. Hawkettes with a runner on first after the single by Ava Tomlinson. 1-2 pitch by Schlater, and that one's fouled back. Count holds at 1-2. Long at-bats might be the Hawkettes' friend here today.
Yeah, exactly. See as many pitches as you can. Truly, you have a runner on base, see a ton of pitches, wait for a mistake to be made.
1 ball, 2 strikes, upstairs, and again, nicely done by Leinen to hold back. And the count goes even at 2-2. Again, still 1 out, and a Hawkette on first here in the top of the second. Good crowds on hand today for both teams. Schlater, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner takes off to second, and they get the out. Double play by Waukee Northwest, and a really good play by the catcher, Kaylee Cords. So 1 left on, but they can't do anything with it. We'll see in the bottom of the second. 0-0 is your score. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Unit Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slater's the place for you!
Kaylee Cords will take strike 1 up against Abby Rusher. Let's take a look at the replay. Kaylee Cords, a heck of a play on defense. The catcher, take a look at the runoff here.
Yeah, striker out, thrower out. You see the runner from Ankeny, Lauren Fisher, kind of just gets caught up there by second base, and it's an obvious out at second base. Phenomenal play for Northwest to end the top of the second inning.
Aggie Allen, the shortstop, came over and made the play. That pitch was inside. 0-2 is the count, and that one just misses outside for Cords in the box.
And that pitch there, Rusher goes with like an off-speed drop. It's a very effective pitch when she can get it over the plate.
Cords, a senior, 305 hitter this year for the Wolves. 1-2 pitch to her. That one's grounded back up the middle, caught on the hop, throw on to first, in time for out number 1.
That's Grace Rude at shortstop today for the Hawkettes. Played that very clean.
Richards now will stop at home plate here. Laurel Richards, the first baseman. 34 hits this year, 24 RBIs, 3 home runs, and a .304 hitter. First pitch she sees, waits on it, and called for strike 1.
And Rusher kind of has herself settled into a routine here, mixing in that off-speed consistently on these Northwest hitters.
1 out, nobody on here for the Wolves. 0-1 pitch to Richards, and that one's fouled back into the net and quickly behind 0-2 in the count. So we've seen 2 big double plays on defense today so far.
The defense has been shining for both teams.
Really fun to watch so far. 0-2 pitch by Rusher, and Ryan's ball is a little too high. Counts for the first ball of the at-bat.
It's kind of one of those things, like when your pitcher is working ahead in count, she can throw to her strength, which induces a lot of ground balls and pop-ups. Nothing hard hit is what I'm saying. And that's exactly what we've seen in a strikeout from Rusher.
Swing and a miss for Richards. She'll pass on information to Hazel Linen, who will step up to bat. But the first strikeout of the day for Abby Rusher. And Linen, the third baseman, will step up to bat. First pitch she sees, gives it a ride over top of the ball. Shortstop, and that will be a single. And you said it, boy, it was hot off the bat.
That's a hard hit ball there by Linen. And one of the first hitters for Northwest who didn't work deep into a count, wasn't behind out there attacking the first pitch that she saw from Rusher.
Designated player Lila Kress into the box here with 2 outs and a runner on first. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Keep an eye on Linen over there on first. She was looking to take off. Hawkettes will try to keep her honest as Kress steps back in. 0-1 pitch. Rising is swung on to miss for strike 2.
And Rusher right now just having her way, going off speed, then rise ball, getting Kress to chase both.
361 hitter is Kress. 0-2 pitch to her, and she swings through and misses for strike 3. Second strikeout of the ballgame for Abby Rusher. Wolves leave 1 on base, can't do anything with it. We're headed to the top of the 3rd. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here this morning. It's still morning, 10:53 a.m. in the morning here. Top of the 3rd inning, Ankeny and Waukee Northwest quarterfinals here in the 5A slot. Lily Hands up to bat here, the second baseman. First pitch to her is outside for 1 ball, no strikes. A pitcher's duel here in the first couple of innings.
Yeah, it's been a true pitcher's duel. It's been fun to watch so far. Sitting right behind home plate, we can see all of the movement on these pitchers, and Hans there fouls it off right back above us.
And you got to think with the velocity and such that Schlater has on her pitches, if Ankeny can square one up, just the velocity from the pitch could really help it take a good distance.
Oh, 100%. Keep your hands above the ball on that rise ball. Find a way to square up that ball. And Hans, the Missouri Western commit, has the ability to do just that.
A .217 hitter this year is Hans, the senior. 2-1 pitch to her. She'll swing through and miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Schlater trying to settle in here. 3 strikeouts already today for Schlater. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one's chopped short, and it's caught by the second baseman. Nice roam and grab by Alanya Schulte.
Great catch there by Schulte. Really good hitting approach there by Hans. Shortened up just a little bit. let Schlater provide the power, go for the poke, almost had herself a base hit for Ankeny.
Again, another good roaming grab by Elena, and now into the box is Grace Rude, the shortstop, and another one fouled back into the net.
And Grace Rude, as you saw there, a threat to lay down the bunt, also hit with a little bit of power. Does have a double on the year, so is a threat to do both for the Hawkettes.
0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Going through it is Grace Rude. Most of these foul balls, Allie, you can tell that they're just late from the speed because they're right back to us.
Yep. And missing just under it as well. Schlater tends to have an upward movement on her ball. Need to find a way to get your hands above it as a hitter. I think if the ball is moving up, if your hands stay above it, you're going to find the middle. That's kind of the science of the hitting right there, is keep your hands above it, you'll find the middle with the barrel.
I'm sure that's something you talk about a lot when you're coaching and helping out.
Yep.
No balls, 2 strikes here with 1 out, and nobody on here for Grace Rude up against Sophia Schlater. 0-2 pitch, and Rude fouls it back. How much has the game changed? You know, you graduated in 2016 from the University or Iowa State, but has the game changed a ton in less than 10 years?
Yeah, there's been a ton of shifts in the game. I mean, we're seeing a lot. I mean, a lot of these hitters, and some can call it like an Oklahoma effect or whatever you may say, a little bit of wider stances, just a lot more power hitting in the game, it seems.
Once again, a nice grab as that one's popped out to Schulte.
But on the other side of it, the pitching that we've seen, and I think it's
insane.
just a natural evolution of the game. I've never seen up until a couple years ago, even at young 12, 14U tournaments, a pitcher throwing a rise ball. I mean, that's absolutely insane. You have Schlater here, only an 8th grader, actually effective with that pitch. That's something we used to not see until kids were juniors and seniors in high school.
This is Morgan Fisher, the left fielder, stepping up to bat here. 1 ball, no strikes. And that one's low and misses, makes it 2-0 in the count. Fisher, this season, just an 8th grader, making just her 16th start. A .323 hitter, though. 2-0 pitch, and she'll wait on it and go through 2 balls and 1 strike. Kind of a run hitter or a walk hitter, if you will. Kind of wants to go up and get a piece of the ball while running towards it.
Yeah. I got a slap movement going there.
2 balls, 1 strike. That one's right back up the middle. Schlater hops on top of it. We'll throw on to first in time for out number 3. No score. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll see you just in a few moments. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Waukee Northwest and Ankeny, the 2 and 7 seed. Abby Rusher throws a strike there. Fans' official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. That one is sent high to shallow center field, and Ankeny is underneath of it. That was number 6. Elena Schulte, who pops out there.
And Avery Nelson in center field played that very well, was playing a little bit shallow to cover the slap.
Shay Davis, a trooper this season. starting in the 41st game for herself, 41st game of the season for Waukee Northwest. Has started and played in all 41 games. Pops that one back foul. She's a .327 hitter. 22 RBIs this year on 32 hits. That's a pretty good ratio right there.
And you have to think, so on any other team, Shea Davis would likely be the leadoff hitter, but the way Northwest builds their lineup with Sophia Schlater at the top, the assumption is you're going to get Shea Davis on base as your quote-unquote leadoff hitter, and then have Schlater come up and hit her in. That's the approach, and that's the approach we're seeing a lot across the board in softball. Put in some power at the top of the lineup, start the game with a bang, and then the second time through have more of, say, your true leadoff style hitter come up in the 9 spot.
Davis gave that thing a ride to left field, foul. There's a lot of people over there, so you got to keep your head on a swivel. A lot of food trucks and whatnot. 2 balls and 1 strike here for Davis. Going to set back into the box. Abby Rusher, 2 strikeouts already today. She would love a third. 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 pitch. That one is sent shallow center field. And the Hawkettes underneath of it again for out number 2.
And right now is a time you need to be careful. So Schlater coming up to the plate, obviously Northwest best hitter here. Neither team has shown any signs of scoring runs. Been an absolute pitcher's duel. You don't want one hit to be the factor that changes that game. So if you're Ankeny right now, you need to be very careful.
First pitch to Schlater, and she gives it a ride to left field, foul. Walked in her first at-bat here this morning. Obviously, like I talked about, leads the team in walks, and a lot of those could be intentional. A lot of those just kind of taking what the pitcher gives her, because that one's low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And just the fact, an 8th grader, you know, just still a long way to go for Sophia Schlater as that one misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Rusher continuing to just work low inside on Schlater. Wants to beat her, kind of jam her on the inside there.
2 outs, nobody on. 2-1 pitch to Schlater, and that one's low. And quickly 3-1 in the count.
And this is a situation, as I mentioned, you need to be careful. Don't let one swing of the bat change the whole pace of this game right now if you're Ankeny.
See if Schlater has the green light here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way by Abby Rusher, and that one is sent to left field. And boy, I think if she was just a little bit later, that thing would have been gone.
Yeah. Really bold pitch there by Rusher in the circle to Schlater. As you mentioned, Schlater just out in front on the off-speed pitch, and now a full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes here for Rusher. Pitch on the way to Schlater. That's inside and misses, and that is a walk. Second walk of the day for Sophia Schlater.
And a really good battle there. Really good battle by Rusher. Really good battle there by Schlater, making sure she's not chasing anything off the plate. Like the approach from the pitcher and the hitter in that at-bat.
Once again, they'll have a runner go out here for Waukee Northwest. That's Claire Martins. Anya Van Zetten will step back in, and she bunted into that double play last time. A lot of pressure to be behind Sophia Schlater in the lineup and knowing you got to maybe bring her back around. Rusher catches his own.
Completely different approach this time with 2 outs. We know we're likely not going to see a bunt situation here, so putting the bat in her hands.
No balls, 1 strike. That one is popped up. Catcher gets underneath it and makes the grab for out number 3. Nice job by Ava Tomlinson. 1 left on, nobody scores. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport, As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here this morning. Ankeny and Waukee Northwest, the 7th seed versus the 2 seed, still 0-0 as we welcome to the top of the 4th inning. This is Avery Nelson up to bat here for Ankeny.
The Hawkettes have gone down in order, so they have gotten a runner on, but the awesome double play by Cords behind the plate, so it's been 9 up, 9 down.
That one lined right back up the middle. Nicely done by Avery Nelson. She is on with a single. When you were talking about it, it just takes one hit to maybe make a difference here, and that's exactly what Avery Nelson does.
Avery Nelson, they're doing a nice job finally getting hands on top of that ball, keeping the ball on the ground, finding that gap on the left side.
So runner on first, bunt is laid down, came right back towards us. This is number 19, Kaylin Miller, up to bat here for the Hawkettes. She grounded out her first time out this morning.
And you know exactly what the approach is going to be. Northwest playing about halfway in on the corners here. Very smart approach. In a game like this, a sacrifice bunt is exactly what you need here.
Rise ball caught up upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out and a runner on first here for the Hawkettes. Trying to make something work here. Bunt is laid. Caught by the third baseman. Throw on to first is in time. The runner does get to second base safely. So now a runner in scoring position for the first time today for either team.
And perfectly executed there by Kaylin Miller. It's one of those things, as you get older in the game of softball, you know exactly what's coming. Northwest knew exactly what's coming, but if executed properly, it still gets the job done. And that's what you saw there for Ankeny. And as you mentioned, first time either team has had a runner in scoring position.
All extra base hits are brought to you by Kruger Seeds. We're still waiting on that one. This is Aubrey Lensmeyer, struck out her first time up. She'll step into the box, 1 ball and no strikes. A good base hit could bring in a run here.
And Lensmeyer is someone on this Hawkette team that does have the ability to change the pace of this game with 1 swing. 9 home runs on the season.
Great pitch by Schlater right down the middle. For 1 ball and 1 strike here. Top of the 4th inning. Deadlocked here so far. 1-1 pitch. Rise ball gets her. Swing and a miss for Aubrey Lensmeyer.
And when Schlater needs a strike, that is a pitch she continues to go back to. These hitters are chasing above the hands.
She is looking for a big out here. 1-2 pitch, skied up in the air. Third baseman roams over and makes the grab for out number 2. Not a ton of sun here in the sky, mostly cloudy for the most part. Hazel Lynam makes the grab. And quickly a crucial out is down and 2 outs are on the board.
And Schlater there got Lensmeyer to chase the pitch before above her hands, went back to the rise ball, but started at the knees with it. Very effective pitch.
This is Ava Tomlinson up to bat here. Tomlinson singled in her first time up, so looking to maybe do a little bit more of that here to possibly bring a run home. 0-1 pitch, swings right through it. That was a great pitch. Good one to hit, but it's 0-2. Tomlinson, 28 hits this season in 116 at-bats. She's a .241 hitter coming into the tournament. The 0-2 pitch on the way is in there. Strike 3. Schlater gets out of it. 1 left on base, but no scores. We'll see you at the bottom of the 4th. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge here for the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here this morning. 7th seed Ankeny and 2 seed Waukee Northwest. Still 0-0 is your score. As Waukee Northwest back up to bat here on the bottom of the 4th. Aubrey Schultz up to bat here for Waukee Northwest.
You have a Schulte and a Schultz in the starting lineup.
Aubrey popped out last time up. 0-1 pitch by Rusher is in there for strike 2. And, you know, Rusher was not the headline pitcher coming into today, but Abby has really held her own in the circle today.
She's done a phenomenal job. I mean, she's in this circle. She has composure. She's attacking with the right pitches, and she's mixing speeds. Really, you can't ask for anything else. And that's a great pitch there, 0-2, going just off the plate outside. I like the pitch selection there.
Just missing 1 ball and 2 strikes here up against Aubrey Schultz, the left fielder. 1-2 pitch by Rusher. Did she go? No, she didn't, but the ball is out of the grasp of the catcher. Throw on to first is not in time, and Waukee Northwest catches a break to get on first base. Boy, just kind of a tough grip there for Tomlinson. Just couldn't quite pick it up, and the throw was just late.
Yeah, and Rusher, they're going with that off-speed drop. Just a wicked spin on the ball. Unfortunately, faked out her own catcher in that scenario, and Tomlinson unable to get the grip, as you mentioned. And a big break here for Northwest. Runner on base with no outs. Really, your playbook is completely open for Coach Carrie Eby here.
And you bring up Kaylee Cords up to bat here. Kaylee grounded out her last time up. Breaking ball drops in. Nicely done by Rusher. 0-1. I mean, we've seen double plays today so far. 1 for both teams. So the defenses have come to play. 0-1 pitch by Rusher. Runner goes. That one is sent to left field. But the center fielder will get underneath of it to make the play for out number 1.
And Coach Carrie Eby given the green light there. Looks like a hit and run situation. As you mentioned, the runner was taken off rather than a sacrifice bunt. I like that approach with Cords up to bat. 6 home runs on the season. She is a power hitter. Put the bat in her hands.
Avery Nelson was the one out there in center field. She's been busy so far today. Swing and a miss for Laurel Richards in the box. The junior, a .304 hitter this year. She's got a runner on base here. Northwest just trying to get moving here. Just 1 hit so far for the Wolves. This is a Northwest team that loves to score runs. That one's popped back. In the 2 games that they played to get here to the state tournament, scored 16 total runs in both those games. 12 against Sioux City West and 4 against Des Moines Lincoln. Last loss came on July 6th to Ankeny Centennial, 3-2. That one chopped short. The play to first is in time, but a really nice heads-up play down there.
And that ball was just cued off the end of the bat by Richards. Aubrey Lensmeyer at first base played that very, very well. That could be a tough play to make defensively.
And in a way, it is a sack bunt, if you will.
Move the runner.
Yep, did move the runner. Hazel Linen, your third baseman, now steps up with the runner in scoring position. We hadn't had any for the first couple innings. Now we've had 2 in the last 2 innings. That one grounded back up the middle. Got off Rusher. Throw on to first base is in time for out number 3. And both defenses continue to hold. 1 left on. Nobody scores. We'll see you in the 5th. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
You mean the last one?
Yeah. Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. It was a ground out. That's what it was last time out. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here at the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. I got here this morning. I had my scorebook already. I opened my scorebook and then remembered I told myself at the end of last year I would buy a new one because my old one was full. So we're on Google Spreadsheet here getting your stuff lined out here. So 1-0 pitch is sent to left field, and that thing is up against the wall. And on to second base easily for Ankeny is Abby Rusher.
I'll be honest, off the bat, that thing looked like it was going over the fence. That was an absolute rocket off of Rusher's bat. Look at the replay on this. She squares that thing up, gets fully extended, and off the sign in left center field.
Extra base hits today are brought to you by Channel Seeds. The enhanced Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. So Abby Rusher, the pitcher, who has come up today. We knew the hitting-pitching duo of Sophia Schlater would be good, but Abby Rusher's making headlines here.
You have two pitchers getting the job done.
Rusher successfully steals third.
And they're going to have a conversation here on if that was a foul ball or not.
This is Autumn Leinen who is up to bat. That worked because Leinen, the third baseman, was in expecting a bunt, so the shortstop, Maggie Allen, was not there.
And in Cord's defense here, that ball did take a turn coming at her, so.
So they're going to come and have a chat here with Coach Eby of Waukee Northwest and let her know. Was it a foul ball or not? A little too far away for me to fully get a reading of what he's saying, but part of me thinks this might end up being a successful stolen base. Which in a game like this, very important.
Yeah, very, very important. And, I mean, the fact of the matter is, I mean, this would be our first base runner who has successfully made it to third base in this entire game. And kind of on a fluke play there. Cord's clearly, I mean, Cord's is a great catcher behind the plate. If the ball's coming in a clear line, she's going to make the play.
Tom Sullivan is our home plate umpire. Mark Amadeo also on the field, and Myron Jack. And just by body language here, I think this has got to be a stolen base here. And I don't think this is going to work out in Waukee Northwest's favor. We'll see here.
Wow.
It's a successful stolen base. Coach Eby obviously not too happy with it, but Allie, just like that, we got a runner on third and nobody out for Ankeny.
Huge opportunity here for Ankeny, and I don't blame Coach Eby there for being upset. That was a very weird play.
Bunt is laid by Abby Leinen, or Autumn Leinen. You agree with the bunt here in this situation with the runner on third?
In that situation, yeah, I did. Autumn Leinen, a player who hasn't gotten a ton of starts this season. If you can get the bunt down in that situation, make the defense work, see what you can do.
0-2 pitch by Schlater. That one gets off the first baseman. That's going to score a run. The Hawkettes take the first lead of the day, 1-0 over Waukee Northwest.
And Autumn Leinen, as we mentioned, the experience does not matter. Comes in clutch, hitting the ball to the right side. Exactly what you need to do here. Showing the slap, short swing, right to the right side. All you got to do is find a gap.
This is a Hawkettes team that came in losing 7 out of their last 8 games coming into the postseason. They won their 2 postseason games to get here. They were under 500 coming into the postseason, if you will look at it that way. 21-20. And are looking for a big win today here to start the tournament. Still a bit to go, but Waukee Northwest, no outs. They'll have a runner on first. And Lily Hands, the second baseman, will step up to bat here for the Hawkettes.
And sometimes, truly, it's just not how big of a dog it is in the fight, it's how much dog you have. So,
well, Coach Bingham said the team was locked in. He came over, he's like, I really don't believe it. We are very locked in. First pitch on the way is a rise ball upstairs for Lily Hands. Scoreboard out in the outfield has to update. There we go. The 1-0 here. Ankeny leads 1-0. That one misses outside for Schlater. 2 balls, no strikes.
And for Northwest right now, you have a break that doesn't necessarily go your way. The biggest thing right now, you have to score to win anyway. So if you're going to win a ball game, you have to score at least one anyway. That one going just foul. Wow.
Oh, boy. Just foul down the left field line. It'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. And another thing you got to think about, I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but Sophia Schlater, this is her first state tournament. She is just an 8th grader. She has not been in this environment before. She's been in big games, but hasn't been in this situation before with, a crowd this big at the state tournament. Any 8th grader would be tough.
I mean, I will tell you, with the club ball that she plays, plays for a team out of Chicago, she has played in some huge games for that organization. So in her defense, I have to imagine she's staying pretty calm, cool, and collected right now.
Always, though, a good time to be here at the state softball tournament. Every player dreams to be here, as that one's a sac bunt that was laid down by Lily Hands that does advance the runner to second. So with 1 out, Morgan Fisher will step up to bat here. And this is number 11.
And this is Grace Rude.
Yep.
Grace Rude up to bat.
Grace Rude up to bat, yep.
And Rude, a player for Ankeny, who does have a lot of speed, so really a threat at the plate to play some small ball here again, even with an out runner on second. I wouldn't be surprised.
Rude swings through and misses for strike 1. Northwest going to try to keep the damage at 1-0. 0-1 pitch, bunt is laid. Schlater on top of it, throw on to first is in time for out number 1. They try to get the runner back at third, and boy, Maggie Allen, the freshman, if she didn't catch it, Ankeny was about to go up 2-0.
Phenomenal play by Maggie Allen.
Oh my gosh.
That is a tough play to make. You have a base runner in your way, being able to move towards the coach's box to save a play there.
Well, and she missed a ball early on the ball game. Just a freshman, she's rebounded very nicely today.
Yeah.
Schlater catches the zone outside, and Morgan Fisher up to bat with a runner on third. 1 base hit, 1 good hit, brings in another run for the Hawkettes. If not, still remains 1-0. 0-1 pitch, that one's fouled back and out.
In this inning, Ankeny has just found a way playing base-to-base softball. Nothing crazy, just get your runners moving.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third, Morgan Fisher. Schlater, 0-2 pitch, gets away from the catcher. Play at home. Ankeny is safe, it's 2-0.
Just a really good jump there over at third base. To be able, you'll see on the replay here, gets a good lead.
Riley Oval was the one that scored.
And that ball on Corch just goes too far outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Fisher. And that one catches the zone, and that is a strikeout. But Ankeny puts 2 on the board against the 2-seed Waukee Northwest. We'll see you in the bottom of the 5th. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here this morning. The 7 seed, Ankeny, leading the 2 seed, Waukee Northwest here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 is your score. Maggie Allen will step up to bat here, the flex position. Still a little bit of time to go, but Waukee Northwest trails 2-0 here.
Yeah, a surprising string of events there for Ankeny in the top of the 5th. Again, just base-to-base softball, able to play 2 runs. In Northwest, you have to score to win a ball game anyway. And in this situation for them, they're at a part of their order. They know that the heart of the order is going to come up again here soon. So for Northwest, this is a great opportunity to settle back down the ball game.
Abby Rusher in the circle here. She has come up big on the hitting side, had that big double that kind of jump-started the offense and has pitched really well here. 0-2 pitch here by Rusher. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the 3rd strikeout pitch today by Rusher.
And Rusher just continuing to be effective with that off-speed drop pitch. We've talked earlier in the game, she has a dominant rise ball, but when you're able to go off speed down at the ankles of the hitter, it is a tough adjustment to make.
Rusher misses. This is Elena Schulte, the second baseman, in to hit here for Waukee Northwest. Schulte, a .336 hitter this year for Waukee Northwest. A 1-0 pitch to her is out and away. And good in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. Northwest was warming up another pitcher here, just something to keep an eye out on. Aubrey Schultz was warming up in the bullpen. 2-0 pitch, and Rusher tries to go outside again. It's 3-0.
And Northwest here would love nothing more to get either Schulte or Davis on base, to get Schlater up at the plate with a runner on.
3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. And if you're Abby Rusher, you want to kind of change things, or you got to keep it as it is? It's worked for you here through the first 4 innings.
You keep it as is. You keep the same approach. You continue to mix the same pitches until Northwest shows they can do something with it. Continue doing what you're doing.
Pop up to center field. Nelson gets underneath of it and makes the grab for out number 1. Boy, she is everywhere. It'll go to left field, go to right field. She'll be there to make the play. And a pop out there. And quickly 2 outs on the board. And Shay Davis will step up to bat. She popped out her first time up today. Nobody on and 2 outs. First pitch by Rusher. That one's foul, chopped right in front of her down the right field line for strike 1.
And what an outing so far for Abby Rusher. Just, as I mentioned, mixed speeds, keep these hitters off balance. Throwing a 1-hitter through 5 so far.
0-1 pitch by Rusher, and that one's fouled back and quickly. 0-2 in the count here for Waukee Northwest. Shay Davis, the center fielder, sets back into the box. Davis, just a sophomore, .327 hitter this year. 22 RBIs. 0-2 pitch to her. Waited on it, sent to center field. Nelson underneath of it and makes the grab. 3 up, 3 down for the Ankeny Hawkette defense. And we're headed to the 6th. 2-0 is your score. Ankeny leads. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament.
Swing's the place for you!
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Allie Capper with you here. 2-0 Ankeny leads over Waukee Northwest, the 7th seed and the 2 seed. Winner of this game will face Valley and Prairie. John Sears, a.k.a. Mr. Soundoff, next to us here. He just let us know it is 9-1 Valley over top of Prairie. Am I missing the wrong one? Oh, 4-5, excuse me. No balls and 1 strike here. This is Avery Nelson. That one lined right back up the middle. And Nelson, blazing speed, gets on to first base.
What a game for Avery Nelson. We talk about Abby Rusher in the circle for the Hawkettes, but player of the game right now may have to be Avery Nelson. Has been all over the field in center. And then twice now she's been able to get a slap on the ground left side. They have 3 infielders over there. They're playing without a right fielder against Nelson, and she's still found a way on base.
Waukee Northwest here with Kaylin Miller. Northwest has their first baseman, third baseman pulled in here. Miller showing bunt. 1-0 pitch. Schlater goes right down the middle.
And this is an approach here for Miller. As you mentioned, you have first and third playing in, expecting the sacrifice bunt. With a 2-run lead, your playbook opens up just a little bit here. You don't necessarily have to go with the bunt.
That one low downstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I would bet what Coach Bingham is telling Kaylin Millen here, read your defense.
Yeah.
If you see that third baseman in your face, take a swing. If you see her playing back at the base, lay down the bunt.
2-1 pitch to Miller, and Miller pops it up behind. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Valley on their way over Cedar Rapids Prairie. Would create a familiar matchup in second round for either team if they were to play Valley.
Yeah.
2-2. That one's sent to right field. Is it going to drop fair? No, it was almost a catch made by the right fielder. Boy, that was almost Avery Nelson.
Diving effort there.
Boy, it was really close. I mean,
the ball did hit the ground.
Yes.
So it was a drop there, but
Van Zetten, though, I mean, it felt like she
tried
maybe
to sell
rolled
it.
it. Yeah,
she tried to sell it.
That one's popped up. Center fielder, shortstop gets underneath of it in time for out number 1. Crucial first out there. Rest of the tournament here in 5A. Pleasant Valley will take on Waukee at 12:15. That's the 2-7 matchup. We are the 4-5 matchup. Misspoke earlier. And then we'll have the next game, Muscatine and Urbandale.
I'm excited for that
That'll
game.
be a fun game.
Urbandale, a team who, really made some waves this year. Just the culture of the program. They've been fun to watch, and new coach in there this year and have really turned things around. So I'm excited for that game.
Aubrey Lensmeyer is here in the box here. 2 balls and no strikes. Looking good here up against Sophia Schlater. Could be the last inning we see Schlater pitch here. 2-0 pitch. Runner on first goes. That is sent to center field, and underneath of it, making the grab. Nicely done by Shay Davis out there for out number 2.
And Lensmeyer squared that ball up really well. Almost appeared it had the distance, but absolutely no wind at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex today.
Yeah, there's the flag. There is no wind. You are completely right. And we'll get windy days, don't you worry, but nothing here so far. Ava Tomlinson, a single and a strikeout today. Runner goes. Throw on to second base. In time. Peggy.
She actually left early.
Oh, left early.
Yeah,
That's what it was. I was going to say, that was the leave. So a leave early for Ankeny gets the out, and that will do it for the top of the 6th. We're headed bottom 6, 2-0. Ankeny leads. We'll be back.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Ankeny, 5 seed, leading 4th seeded Waukee Northwest. 2-0 is your score. Welcome to the bottom of the 6th. Sophia Schlater up to bat. Abby Rusher in the circle. So pitchers going at it here. Rusher's first pitch is outside. Take a look at this replay here. Allie, the leaving early for Ankeny.
Yeah, and you'll just see before and definitely great call there by first base umpire Mark Amadeo. She just gets a little bit too early of a jump.
Rusher misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Do we expect Rusher to go the whole distance, or you think this might be our last inning we see her?
I expect Rusher to go to the distance, and unless anything kind of falls out of whack here, I intentionally very careful here against Sophia Schlater. As we mentioned earlier, one swing of the bat from her can change the pace of the game, and even though you have an insurance run up there, I'm still staying very careful in this at bat.
3-0, 4-0. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a second walk. Actually, she's walked all at bats. So a walk once again for Sophia Schlater, and Anya Van Zetten will be up to bat next. Claire Martins will go out and run for Waukee Northwest. Waukee Northwest, your 2022 state champions. Ankeny Centennial, your winner last year. Dominant win.
I tell you what, Northwest as a team, they're a new school. They're still a new school.
Third year?
Yeah, third year as a school. Already have a state championship. They've made it to the state tournament every year. They're a team that, I mean, we're going to see for a long time. They're a well-ran school, from the administration to the teachers there to the counseling staff. It's a school I'm lucky enough to work with every week in my day job. So it's a very, very well-ran school, very good at athletics.
Anya Van Zetten gives it a ride to center field, and Avery Nelson, like she's done all day, makes the grab for out number 1. Yeah, it's crazy to think that it will be a storyline if Waukee Northwest, and I say ever because some teams go on crazy runs. Eventually, you'd think, time says Waukee Northwest will miss the state tournament, but the fact that they can say, well, we've never missed it in our time as a school is pretty crazy. That one going to go shallow to the shortstop, and the catch is made for out number 2.
And Rusher just getting these Northwest hitters to not square it up right now. 2 weak back-to-back pop-outs by these Northwest batters. Abby Rusher continuing to control this game.
Grace Rude was the one who was able to make the play there for Ankeny.
And this is a hitter she needs to be careful with.
Kaylee Cords grounded out and popped out so far today. You got a runner on first here. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Cords pops it up. First baseman, nope, it'll be the pitcher, Abby Rusher, gets underneath of it, and just like that, 1 left on, but no score. We are headed to the 7th. Ankeny leads 2-0 over Waukee Northwest. We'll be back. You're watching Iowa Girls State Softball.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Ready to go here in the top of the 7th inning. We haven't had one today, but all substitutions/pitching changes in today's game are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. And it will be Ava Tomlinson up to bat. What do you got?
Oh, no. The Waukee Northwest third baseman. Who do we have over there? Hazel Linen tripped on her shoestring running back towards third base. She's okay.
Yes, she is okay. Ava Tomlinson up to bat. Obviously didn't get to bat last time after that leaving early. So Sophia Schlater still in the circle here. Swing and a miss for strike one. So Coach Eby says, I'm just going to roll with the ace here.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I mean, Schlater has thrown a very, very good game for Northwest. Only given up 4 hits, but really only one of those hits, that double by Abby Rusher, has been super solid contact.
Absolutely. Tomlinson a single and a strikeout today. At the conclusion of this one, our next game will be, I think, slated for 12:45, either 12:30 or 12:45. Urbandale and Muscatine, 1-1 pitch. That one sent to left field. Left fielder underneath of it and making the grab for out number 1. That is Aubrey Schultz out there.
Now you have Abby Rusher, truly the star of this game for Ankeny.
That double was really what did it for the Hawkettes to really get the offense rolling. I say rolling, they only have 4 hits. Milwaukee Northwest only got 1, so 1 ball, no strikes here for Rusher. Pitch by Schlater is in there for strike 1.
And Schlater here so far this inning just going back to her game plan. She's attacking that outside corner more. And they're going back with the rise ball at Rusher's hands. So going back to her game plan, settling in here. Unfortunately, is it too late for Northwest?
1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball just disappeared. I did not see where it went. I mean, it must have gone through. I don't know what happened. 1-2 pitch, misses inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Between Abby Rusher and Avery Nelson, like you had talked about, just 2 really good days here, or 2 really good players here so far. And that one way out in front, but she got her swinging. Strikeout for Schlater.
Schlater, that off-speed drop, very effective pitch when she works almost the entire at-bat up at the hands, able to come back with that pitch.
Autumn Linen up to bat. Bingham came over, said something to the home plate umpire. I'm not sure what he would have been saying, but something was marked down in his book. First pitch to Linen, fouls that one into the net. Obviously, Ankeny would love a little bit more assurance against a team like Waukee Northwest, but might just have to take what they're given. 0-1. Just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is crazy how well we get to see back here. I mean, we have a really good, you can see us on the camera, hello, but just a really good spot here.
Yeah, and that was a great pitch there by Schlater. About 1 ball off the plate outside. Typically a pitch you can get a lot of hitters to chase at. So she, like I said, she's made great work out of this 7th inning.
Linen reached on an error last time up. She fouls that one into the net. Count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waukee Northwest trying to sit Ankeny down and go to the bottom of the 7th and try to win it. And or send it to extras. 2-2 pitch by Schlater, swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. Schlater does her job. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th. Waukee Northwest has 3 more outs to try to get it done. We'll be back. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Waukee Northwest and Ankeny. Blake Walker, Allie Kappert with you here. It's been a pitcher's duel. Ankeny trying to take down Waukee Northwest here to start the tournament. For Waukee Northwest, this is number 7, Laurel Richards. Laurel Richards, Hazel Linen, and Lila Kress scheduled to be up here. Abby Rusher still in the circle. That one sent to right field. Right fielder underneath of it, making the grab for out number 1. Nicely done by Hannah Howard.
I tell you what, I've played in 2 Iowa high school state tournaments and been fortunate enough to play in 2 Iowa high school state championships. One of the most nerve-wracking times is going into the bottom of the 7th with a 1 or 2 run lead. It's an exciting time, but the nerves will settle in. So Abby Rusher, just great job getting the first out, keeping the first runner off base.
Hazel Linen in the box now, and she pops that one foul. Northwest aggressive here to start. It doesn't seem like they want to hold back any.
And Linen is the one with Northwest only hit so far this game. So definitely an opportunity here for the Wolves to get a runner on base.
A 1 pitch by Rusher, and Linen swings through it. Boy, pulled the string back on that one, and it's quickly 0-2.
That off speed that Abby Rusher continues to go to has been absolutely dominant. We mentioned she's going with the rise ball earlier in the game. Later in the game now, she's sticking to more off speed.
No balls, 2 strikes here for Rusher, and that one is low for ball 1.
Really just a master class of using your entire arsenal.
Linen a single and a ground out today for the Wolves. 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out and nobody on. That one just misses upstairs, and the count's even at 2-2.
Good pitch call. Good call by the umpire. Missed the zone just a little bit. I know Rusher wanted that call, but very good spot. Almost got her to chase.
2-2 pitch on the way by Abby Rusher. That one's grounded down the left field line. That is fair. Laurel will hold at first base, but nonetheless, Waukee Northwest is on, and the game-tying run is at the plate. Boy, that thing snuck down the left field line.
Yeah, you'll see on the replay here, that thing goes right over the base.
So now Maggie Allen will step up to bat.
And on Linen's defense, they're great base running, not trying to stretch that into a double. Just keep it to a single. Don't try to stretch it into too much and get yourself thrown out.
What's being talked about here in the circle here for Coach Bingham in his offense, or in his defense?
Just settle those nerves. I mean, that runner at first base doesn't mean anything. If she wants to steal, let her steal. Any of those things. You need, at Northwest, you need to score 2 runs. So biggest thing right there, hey, if the double plays in play, you take it. If not, just get your out at first. We don't worry about lining at first base.
Maggie Allen struck out earlier today. She's really picked things up on defense, but the freshman in a tough spot here. She fouls that one back in the net. No balls and 1 strike here.
And Coach Bingham, they're not trying to put too much pressure on your pitcher, but a couple of huge outs coming here. You don't want to get to that 9-1-2 spot.
Hazel Linen on first base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Rusher, 1-1 pitch. Not enough. 2 balls and 1 strike. Did not go. Did make the single there.
In Rusher here, when she's been successful, she's working ahead in counts. This batter here, she's falling behind just a little bit. There she goes, dials it back in right at the hitter.
And that was right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes here for Rusher. Maggie Allen, the freshman shortstop, up to bat here for the Wolves with 1 out down. 2-2 pitch by Rusher. That one is popped up, and it will make it to the stands. Everybody ran for cover. Nobody brings their mitts in.
No.
Nobody brings the gloves. You're going to get a lot of fly balls going your way. You do have to return them. You can't keep them, but counts even, 2-2. Rusher. Rise ball upstairs, misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, a walk here would be really interesting.
I like the pitch selection there by Rusher. Huge pitch in this game. I know 2-0 lead still, but huge pitch right now.
Full count. That one's low in the dirt. And runners will go on first and second for Waukee Northwest with just 1 out. Nice job by the freshman to hang in there. And this is Elena Schulte, the second baseman. She's popped out both times tonight, or both times today. She's been up to bat. Defensively, what does Ankeny want to give up here? You know?
Yeah, so, I mean, now you're in a little bit of a different situation. Now you have your tying run on base. First and second, you're feeling some momentum from Northwest. You're at your 8-9 hitter. As we talked about earlier in the game, though, your 9 hitter serves more as a leadoff than a true 9 hitter. So defensively, we're saying, hey, let's keep the ball in the infield. Let's get an out at any base. Does not matter if it's at first, second, or third, whichever one is easiest, wherever your momentum's going, get that out.
Schulte, the second baseman, will step up to bat. Runners on first and second. Linen on second, Allen on first. 2-0 is the score in the bottom of the 7th. Last chances here for Northwest. First pitch, Schulte back up the middle, caught on the hop, throw to first in time for out number 2. It advances the runners to second and third. And Shea Davis.
And exactly what I just talked about there. Keep the ball in the infield, get the out at any base. Now we're in a situation, though, for Ankeny.
Can't walk her.
You cannot walk her.
You can't walk her.
And you cannot let her on base.
No. Because Sophia Schlater will be in the hole, ready to go. And Shea Davis, the center fielder, the sophomore center fielder, who has started and played in every single game this year. She's a .327 hitter, 32 hits, 22 RBIs, 1 home run. She's got a chance to do something big here.
Shea Davis, only a sophomore, too, has really played just a huge role for this Northwest team this year. No moment, though, bigger than right now.
Abby Rusher has pitched so well today, just giving up 2 hits. A couple strikeouts to her name, trying to finish things off here. Runners on second and third. A good base hit could tie the ball game. First pitch to Davis. Down the middle and fouls it down to right field for strike 1.
And Rusher up, 0-1 count. As I mentioned, she works better when she is ahead. She needs to stay ahead in the count. And for Shea Davis, 2 fly outs so far to center field. She has made contact, both of her at-bats.
0-1 pitch. Davis waits on it, and 1 pitch away for Ankeny. The Hawkettes came into the postseason losing 6 straight. They won their 2 games to get to the state tournament. They're just over 500. They're just 1 game over 500. 0-2 pitch by Rusher. That one's grounded on the hop. And on to first base, the Ankeny Hawkettes defeat Waukee Northwest. And they're on to the Class 5A semifinals.
This Hawkette team, Coach Bingham said they are locked in today. They showed exactly that, a huge upset win for the Ankeny Hawkettes here in the quarterfinals.
21-20 make it 22-20. Ankeny defeats Waukee Northwest, the Wolves will drop their season at 33-8. Abby Rusher, an insane game. Really well done on both offensive and defensive sides of the ball. It just worked. I mean, it just worked. Like you said, Bingham said, we're locked in. I can't explain it, but we're locked in. And what a win for Ankeny.
Avery Nelson and Abby Rusher, my two players of the game for the Ankeny Hawkettes. Just a phenomenal show by the two of them.
We'll send it over and up to our PA announcer for your trophy presentation.
Northwest fans, your team advances to Class 5A consolation game on Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Yankee Field. Ankeny Hawkettes fans, your team advances to the Class 5A semifinal game. They will face Western Moines Valley on Wednesday
The Ankeny Hawkettes defeat Waukee Northwest, and they are on to the Class 5A semifinals, where they will most likely take on Valley. I think our game finished before their game, which is kind of weird because we started, 15 minutes earlier. But it was a pitcher's duel. Allie and Ankeny just kind of hung around, got the big hit when it mattered. That big double by Abby Rusher did it, and the Hawkettes are off to the semifinals.
Sometimes you just can't explain it. The state, the Iowa High School State Softball Tournament, that's fun softball to watch. Congrats to the Ankeny Hawkettes.
For Aaron on camera, our producer Justin, she's Allie Kappert. I am Blake Walker. We will see you in just a little bit for Muscatine and Urbandale. But for now, the Ankeny Hawkettes defeat Waukee Northwest 2-0 is your score. They are on to the Class 5A semifinals. Saying so long, thank you for watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid